So like, how could, like, if someone's out there, how would you know when you were ready? Like, you were quite, I think, if you like talking about your story, you weren't forced, but it was recommended for you because obviously what happened when you were at hospital. Do you think you'd have sought out counselling on your own back at that time in your life?
No.
And do you and this is kind of the issue, isn't it? Like, should more people be open to seeking out help for stuff that they're dealing with? So I think the time where you had these issues and you were in hospital a few times, you probably knew you needed something wasn't right.
Something
you needed help, or you knew you couldn't fix it on your own. But you probably wouldn't have gone out and actively sought help.
No.
And should more people do it?
1000% more people should do it. Anyone should do it. They say you should even go, like, even if just to test it out, because you get to open up, right? And you get to you put all your cards on the table, and somebody who doesn't know you comes at you from an unbiased opinion and helps you sift through all these things in your life that you don't really know and you can't put into a specific perspective. Sorry. So, like, for example, like, if I came to you with my problems, or anybody else, right, you know me, so you're gonna give me some sort of biased advice because you know me, right? And having an unbiased opinion about something is good, and it puts things into perspective as well. Like, so you might go up to a counsellor and they're like, tell me about your life, why are you here, you know, what's playing on your mind? Say, well, I don't really know. Well, let's start from the beginning. What have you been through? So you say, I've been through A, I've been through B, I've been through C, and then you're like, oh well. So they'll tell you, right, you know, when you were talking about B right there, you kind of brushed over it. You're like, yeah, well, I don't really care about that one. That never affected me. I'm more concerned about C. But they help you see, well, you know, what's that? Is that deflection? Why are you ignoring that one? Let's zone into that one. And then you start learning, well, maybe there's something there I didn't realize. So it opens up doors of, like, angles. Maybe you've shut them off. Maybe they're not there in the first place. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's not until you get there and start opening up. I bet you half the people that go to therapy, that they come out not even knowing that that's the route it was going to take. Do you know what I mean? And you're not obliged to turn up. You don't have to have it indefinitely. Like, a lot of counsellors say, look, right, we can offer you 5 sessions, all half an hour each, for 5 weeks in a row, every Monday or something. So you're like, go. So you know you're only going for 5. Yeah, it's life changing. Like, I won't really be able to say no if it's like for mental health, because mine was for, like, obviously drugs and alcohol, which is a little bit different. But it would help regardless. I think, like, I know that, like, it's good. It's cathartic to open up as well. Like, because you're speaking to a stranger, but it's not a complete stranger. It's someone that you end up having a rapport with to a degree, even though it's just a professional one. So when you get to talk about things in this room where no judgment is ever going to be passed to you, no, you might be like a fucking psycho, but you're allowed to tell that person of all these psychotic thoughts that go through your head. Do you know what I mean? Where you could never do that in society. You can tell them about anything, stuff you've never been able to open up to anyone, because it's never going to go anywhere. And to say that out loud, I've left, like, places, like, even on my counselling course, man, when I've had conversations about, like, family or life or something like that, on my drive home, mate, there's something new in me that I didn't realise that I needed to get off my chest. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it would be like for other people. If you're scared to speak to someone, if you're scared to have therapy, like, you don't realise that you need to talk to someone, because once it's out, once you verbally put it out there in the open, it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. How cliche as that sound, it really is that simple.
Do you think it is still a bit taboo?
Yeah, I would say. Do you know what I always found with? I don't think it's taboo in the sense that other people will take the mickey out of you, but I think there's something like cowardice that you feel about yourself needing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to go to therapy because then something's wrong with me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's almost like the view is you only need therapy if something's wrong with you. So it's like, if you go to therapy, almost admitting that, or accepting that there's something wrong with you. So maybe it's that's what puts people off.